Okay, so welcome to this quick rundown of my seat system. Accessible through this icon here. This is the Yargon Seat System. This is it currently set up in RGB mode. There are other color schemes available in the installer, as you can see on screen. Long story short, we got a couple of settings in here that we need to go over. So you will have, so quick rundown. It comes with some setting options, your standard, like turning it on and off, your locations, so that's where on the body it's pinned to, and the offsets, which are per location. We'll get to those. So we'll start with the basics. You turn it on. First things first, this you won't see. This isn't something that you get. This is just the demo, just for the purposes of this, so that I'm not rambling at someone else here while I spend 3 hours repeatedly recording myself being a fool, because I'm not good at this. So I will be turning on this demo. Hello. Alright. So, long story short, we start with the 3 different options. Now, these are going to be the bottom 3 for you. They're slightly offset for me, just because of this extra demo one, but they are the bottom 3. Bottom one's usually the most standard. This is turn on at your default location. This is turn on at the last place you had it on. And this is turn on at the root of the avatar. So if we just do that, you will see, down there, I have a thing as a chair. Now, we can disable that. And I'm going to enable it at default, because that's what I usually use. Now this here, as you can see, says click here to sit. Pretty obvious what you do there. Obviously, I can't actually click on it, because it's my avatar, and even if I did sit on it, that would send me into a spiraling loop. If you've ever held a seat you click on, you sit on. Not a good time. So, I can't do that. But what I can do is I can pop up the demo avatar to show what's going on, and it's why I have the demo. And so normally, it would detect when someone sits in it. Most of the time it works, although if they're offset to one side or whatever from their origin point, sometimes it doesn't. There's a button, override entry detection. Turns that off. If you do want to stop using it, you can just ditch it somewhere. It really doesn't matter, you just drop it, turn it off, because you'll be wherever. Now the default position is settable in the settings. So if we go to settings, default position, and you just literally pick which of the places. So I have it set to right hand, because that's the default for this when you set it up, because most people are right-handed, but you can set it to left hand. Hey, you could set it to your chest or your fucking head or wherever. It really doesn't matter. You can choose. And that's kind of the idea, right? It's completely customizable to wherever you want. So, neat little feature with this, which I will demonstrate. So first of all, if I, just so you can see him, if I place him, locations placed, if I place them there, and then we turn off the seat system, so normally it would now be turned off here, and then if we turn it on, again, if we turn on at last, you'll see it's right there. So if you drop them or they get out by accident, they can get back in. Easy fix. Now, if I turn it on at the root of the avatar, you will see that it turns on at the root of the avatar. Now, when they get in, I have to reach down and pick them up. Or I'm going to have to fiddle with the menus. No, they will snap to the default position, wherever you've chosen to put that. So, that works. That's really easy. Obviously, there's also a button in here for evicting. That just kicks them out of the seat if they need to get out for whatever reason, and they can't learn, or you want them out. You can just do that. That's just a button, you hit it, they fall out. Very, very simple. So, a few other things. We've got locations. Now you'll see this little thing will pop up. Other people don't see this. Only you see this. You'll see it through stuff. Kind of semi-transparent. Same as this click here to sit. These, and all the rest of the UI elements that are going to pop up in the world, no one else will see. That's a really important thing. So, placement menu. As you can see here, I'm just going to, you know what, I'm not going to bother with the one that I'm looking at. I'm just going to put them on the screen for you so you can see them. So there's placed by default, which just drops them in the world wherever they are. You can pick, like a hand, the other hand, your head, wherever, right? So these are the default seats, the locations that you have. There's one for the root. That's not really a proper seat, but you can put it down there if you need to. I wouldn't recommend it, but I left the option in. So the head, the hands, the chest, the hips, the shoulders, both feet, both thighs, and I have 2 extras in here. You won't always have those. Those are all up to you. So actually, all of the seats are up to you. You can place them wherever you want on your avatar. That's entirely up to you. So when you go through the installer on screen, you will see the options, and they let you skip seats, they let you position them. It has mirroring for left and right, and it will ask you up to 4 additional seats where you can position them however you want. You can always come back and add them later if you don't. It's a little more in depth. You might need to actually know what you're doing. Maybe easier to just reinstall it, but they're not deleted. They're still there. Okay, the next thing, I suppose. So, a couple of settings. Obviously, default location. We have sticky, which we'll get to. Well, first one, gesture controls, which is for grabbing, picking up, putting down, put on shoulder, grab, it just basically makes them grabbable. So then we have a couple of options. Sticky is the first one. I'll turn this on while I'm over here. Not right next to them, because sticky only turns on once. It's a toggle, you turn it on, but it'll turn itself back off each time it's used. And the way it's used is any of your seats, each seat has a contact in it. One of these contacts comes into contact with them, and they stick. It's really as simple as it sounds. He's up here now. Actually, we won't leave him up there. I'll put him back. Yeah, so that's really obvious. Load placed offsets, you probably want to leave that alone. That means that whenever you place them down, it will treat it like a new seat location, and it will save and load the offsets as per normal. If you're using save to load offsets, like this. We have smoothing. So let me show you. With that off, if I move them around, you'll see it's pretty, stuck to my hand. It won't ever be perfect with another person in there. There's about a frame of sync difference, but what? Pick something else up. But if we turn the smoothing on, you'll see that he kind of floats a little bit. This seems like it just makes things worse. This you want on most of the time if you're using this casually, because this makes it so much more tolerable for anyone in the seat. Because it just removes the micro jitters from your hand, because if you see how I do this, he doesn't move very much. It just makes it so much more tolerable. And the last, so I'm going to leave that off for this demo, but normally I would have it on. The last thing is use saved offsets. Now, use saved offsets is very important. You probably want that on, but if you don't, that's up to you. So if you don't have that on, we'll demo. If you don't have that on, and you go to offsets, he's in my right hand here. And let's say I'm going to rotate him. Oh yeah, we get a whole rotate icon. I'm still keep wanting to show the camera, but use this camera. So I keep wanting to show the camera, but we have like the whole set of menus. Obviously, they'll be on the screen. So say I'm going to stand him up, the red offset. There we go. And then we're going to place him there. And then when we pick him up in this hand, he's stood upright because he's positioned. But if I put him on my head, you'll see he's now facing downwards because the offset has stayed the same. It hasn't saved. Per position, it's the same always. However, if I go into the settings and turn on use saved offsets, it won't do anything because he's placed. But if I then pick him up, it'll put him here. That's because I put him here previously. Kind of stood, but he's actually been moved. If I let go of him, if I pick him up with this hand, however, it won't do that. It'll keep him in this location. If I put him on my shoulder, he's still there. On this shoulder, he's still there. That's where I've put him. But you know what, just to make the point, on this shoulder we'll push him forward, all the way. Yep, sticks out a bit. And we'll flip him over, so he's upside down. There we go. It's technically on the shoulder there. In fact, actually, we'll just headstand him on the shoulder. That seems easier. We'll put him back a bit, and yeah, there you go. So he's on my shoulder. He's upside down. He's the right way up. He's upside down. On this shoulder, right way up. Now you'll see I've got some UI overlay here that's coming up. I think I've mentioned that. Back to this camera. So, I haven't mentioned this, but we've got UI overlay. We have here is the move one, 3 axes, different colors. Again, these correspond to the colors you pick in the menu, as do the icons. They're all color-coded correctly. Now, these only show up because I'm in the move menu. If I come out of the move menu, they'll disappear. You go to the rotate menu. we get these ones. We get a major adjustment, which is, this. But you want to be fine control? Yeah, we can do fine control. We've got a fine adjustment, which is the minor adjustment. And that saves, we can move over here and then do a little bit of fine control, and we can then move back to this way up, and it all just works. So, now that he is positioned, we've placed him. We pick him up, he's stood like this in our hand, we can place him, we can pick him up, he's like this, he's upside down. Now that we've got him, what if I want to reset him? So, different person is using the seat now, and they need different offsets. They're not the same, they're not even the same position, it all needs completely resetting. So it'll be easier to just reset everything and start over. Well, I've got you covered. So I'll place him down for now, so you can see it. We go to reset, we hit reset all, and now everything's reset. Now, you pick him up, he's in my hand. Pick him up in this hand, he's in this hand. Put him on the shoulder, right way up again. So, there is a few little things with that. So that resets all. You can choose just one. So you could choose, for example, that you only want to reset the rotation. Now, there's not only one axis resets. For that, just go into the control and change it to 50%, because it's just easier to do it that way. But say I want to reset just his position. You can do this for either everything or just the current position. But say I want to reset just his current position. I can do that. You can see that he's actually kind of in my shoulder because I turned him upside down. But if we go through and we move him back up again, he's there. Very useful. Yeah, so this is, this is the fundamentals of the system. Incredibly simple to use. Very complicated under the hood. It uses 60 bits of parameter space. End of the day, it seems fairly simple, but such a system, the saved offsets, is a huge time saver when interacting with it. The color-coded menus that only you can see, as in these things, not the actual menu. I'll just turn around. There you go. Even with my back to the camera, you can still see them. Well, I would still be able to see them. Sometimes you may need to use a camera or a mirror to actually accurately position things. Yeah, unfortunately that's just a way of it. But it's one mesh, it's one material, it's very few polys. It doesn't really impact your performance cost, honestly, at all. It's designed like that. That was the intention. And once again, I will quickly add... Go back to this camera. I will very quickly add, this little demo is not on here. You will not have that option. That is only for the purposes of this specific demo. Now, there is one other thing with that demo, if you wish to see it. This here is a public demo avatar, with the seat system on it. Now, we'll just enable the default, place it there. Yeah, so you can see it. So this is just a demo avatar. This will be linked down below, or wherever you're seeing this video, probably. If you want to give it a try, feel free. But yeah, no, if you have any ideas, any suggestions, anything else like that, always open to listening to that sort of thing. Discord and the like will be linked wherever this is, I presume. Anyway, there's the rundown, the overview of what my seat system is. The hopefully shorter version, and probably cut down even more from where I just recorded it for way too long. Yeah, I got nothing else, so I've been Yargon, this has been my seat system, you've been you, and thanks for your time. I hope it helps or you find it fun in some way.